I love y'all. I love y'all. Don't forget that as you watch this video, and then we talk.
That's just as bad as breaking up with him on his birthday. It's like, oh, I love you, happy birthday. And then the next day, like, oh, actually, I don't love you, it was a joke. I will break up with him next weekend. No, he has tickets for us to see Book of Mormon next weekend. I love musical theater. I feel like I could probably just ghost him, right? What is 2 years? That's not even a relationship. That's just, a fling. Google says the Earth is 4.5 billion years old. That means 2 years in the grand scheme of things is nothing. Do I even really need to sit him down? I don't know. Maybe it could just be like a handshake sort of thing. Okay, I will schedule a text message for 2 weeks from now. It will say I left the country, but I didn't. I'll be in Wisconsin for about 4 months while he gets over me. And then after the 4 months, I will come back and it will be like we never even dated. Or what if I got in an accident and he visits me in the hospital? And in the hospital, I'd had like an epiphany. And I tell him like, David, the light told me we should see other people and I should experiment more. Like what if, like if the light said things have gotten kind of boring and we don't have sex as often.
It's a skit. I get it. Here's the thing. A lot of these skits or like comedy, whatevers, they're talking about real life experiences. Not necessarily her real life, but this is a thing that happens for a lot of women. And it has recently been made clear to me that I know multiple successful women that are in this exact same situation with men that are literally homeless. Now, I want to talk about, because these are brilliant women. These are women with multiple degrees. And I didn't realize how common this situation is. So let's talk about how people get here. And there's really only one remedy to this. So let's talk about how you get here, and then let's talk about the remedy. Also, hi, my name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. I talk a lot about decentering men and child-free living. If any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm also working on launching a masterclass in 2025. Oh my God, that's crazy, 2025, to teach you how to start writing for money. So if that's something that you're interested in, please go to my bio and go to the Substack over there. That's where I'm going to be posting all of the information about this class. And if I say anything that particularly resonates, I always appreciate a gift. There's no pressure, but ways to do that are in the description. Now let's dive into this. The women who are the go-getters, who are the project starters, who are super ambitious, the ones that have first daughter syndrome. Now, as an oldest daughter, I also think that this is a thing, especially if you're an oldest daughter of immigrant parents, or if you are an only daughter, because I've seen this happen with that demo too. There is a thing that we have unfortunately gotten used to in when it comes to how we deal with the men in our families, and the ones that enter our lives. And that is where a project meets potential. Now, once again, all these ladies that I have now met that are in this wild situation, they love a project and they excel in projects when it comes to work, when it comes to their professions, when it comes to their hobbies. Oh, they love building things, they love making things. And so that can translate into human projects. And they know their own potential. The potential in somebody else, potential is not real. If you are engaging with men, potential is not real. It is the idea of what you would do if you were in that man's shoes, which means it is not a real thing. But the project plus the potential, when you are dealing with a man who, and as I've talked about in other videos, romance is a new creation. I will be linking that somewhere up here. The idea of romance is a newer creation, that, if I remember correctly, was started by the French like a couple hundred years ago. Before the invention of romance, of all of the cutesy, mushy, whatever, men couldn't just work off of potential, off of the beautiful nothings and nice poems. No, they had to have tangible. They had to have the tangibles in order to get access to women. But now we're in the space where men who do not have the tangibles, they learn how to, all I've heard from, they learn how to do some things when they're horizontal. That I don't know if I'm allowed to say on here without getting some kind of flag, but they know how to do some things on the horizontal that make you go, oh, well, this is great. This is whatever. That man needs a home. They also know how to say the sweet nothings. They know how to do things in short spurts so that way you can see the potential of, oh, well, once he's back on his feet, oh, he's got such great plans and ideas and thoughts of plans. None of this is real. None of this is real. These are all ideas. But as women who are used to investing into, sorry, but for women who are used to propping up family members or making projects, male family members more specifically, or like leading projects where they are the ones in charge and they see what it's like to enter something and then see it through to fruition, they're like, oh, well, they're probably going to do the same thing I would do. No, they wouldn't. They are not you. I also think that a lot of these women, sorry, I'm looking at my notes because I can't remember where I left my stand, but a lot of these women, when it comes to speaking what you want in your personal life, that can be harder than speaking what you want in your professional life. I think about it in this way. I have videos where I talk about my theories on the balds, right? Now, there is just like, there are bald people. We're gonna talk about men. There are bald men, but then there are corporate balds. Corporate balds are responsible men in their 9 to 5s. They clock in their responsibility as soon as they enter the workforce, as soon as they start their jobs, their whatevers, they put on the suit and now they're responsible. But as soon as they clock out at 5 o'clock, there goes their responsibility. They're a corporate bald. I think that there are a lot of women out there that when it comes to speaking the truth of what it is that they want, placing boundaries, especially highly ambitious women. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a pattern that I've been seeing in a lot of people. I think that it might be easier for people to say that fit into this category, to speak what it is that they want professionally, but then when it comes to their intimate relationships, that is much harder. And not only is it harder, but then there's an added level of shame that can put somebody in a space of making it even harder to speak because it's like, oh my goodness, my professional life is in so much order. My professional life is beautiful, but my personal life is in shambles and I don't want people to think X, Y, and Z about me. So I'm just going to figure it out, which leads to quietness, which leads to removing the truth of your situation from your close friends, family, or support system. It just kind of snowballs into a monster that gets harder and harder to get out of. And next is the empathy situation. Listen, empathy is a skill. A lot of men don't have it because they have never worked out that muscle. And so what happens with a lot of women, not just like when it comes to homeless men, but even in the video that we saw, how hard it can be to break up with somebody because like, oh no, it's his birthday. Oh no, it's this. Oh, well, this is coming up and I don't want to ruin the everything. Well, oh, well, he's homeless. He is still homeless. He's just in your home, girl. And a lot of women, especially women that engage with men, but a lot of women have a hard time being the villain in somebody's book or just not being liked. I understand that likability is a safety mechanism for a lot of us. There's a thought of, oh, if people like me, then I will ideally be safer. Listen, no, if you happen to be one of the women that's living with a homeless man, you got to get that man out of your house. Got to get that man out of your house. And that's going to mean that he will not like you. And I think that that's fine. At some point, you have to love yourself enough to let people have their own opinions about you. But also, there's a homeless man in your house. Now, some of the women that are in this situation that I personally know have stood 10 toes down and said, that's my man and I'm going to stick beside him. And I say, all right, to each their own booga. And then there are other women that are like, I recognize the situation that I'm in and it pains me how self-aware I am about it. And I'm planning on putting things in motion, to which I say, fantastic. Yes, ideally you should make a plan for these things, especially when you're dealing with men, because they go crazy real fast. But I just realized how common that this is. So I wanted to like start a conversation about this. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Love to hear your thoughts. Please tippity type them away in the comment section, and I'm going to talk to you later. Bye.